Welcome to Verge News. Thank you for joining us today. We're diving into an important story affecting employees at two major consulting firms, Deloitte and Accenture. It's all about federal spending cuts and what they could mean for these companies and their workforce. Joining me to unpack this is Benjamin. Let's get started.
Thanks, Sarah. So the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, recently ramped up efforts to reduce federal spending on consulting contracts. This push, spearheaded by the Trump administration, adds uncertainty for Deloitte and Accenture employees as the General Services Administration, or GSA, has issued new rules requiring contracts with major consulting firms to be reevaluated.
That's right. On March 4th, the GSA mandated federal agencies to complete a detailed review of their contracts with 10 prominent consulting firms, including Deloitte and Accenture. These changes aim to address a striking $65 billion allocated to consulting fees for 2025 and beyond, a figure the administration wants to cut down drastically.
And the GSA isn't mincing words here. Acting GSA Administrator Stephen Ahikian explicitly said, "This needs to and must change," emphasizing how serious the administration is about altering how consulting contracts are assessed and maintained. Agencies now face the tough task of rapidly evaluating whether existing deals should be terminated or kept.
Exactly. Adding to the pressure, if agencies decide to keep any contracts, they're required to submit senior-level verification, justifying their importance and explaining how they deliver critical technical support. This directly impacts Deloitte Consulting and Accenture Federal Services, both of which rely heavily on government work.
It's a challenging position for these firms. Employees at Deloitte and Accenture, in particular, are bracing for potential impacts, especially as both companies have already gone through workforce reductions in the past year. For instance, Deloitte cut hundreds of jobs at its UK branch in 2024 due to performance concerns and broader restructuring initiatives.
That's a great point. Meanwhile, other consulting firms like EY aren't immune either. They've also reported layoffs, with EY's workforce shrinking by 2,450 employees last year. The growing focus on reducing government-backed consulting expenditures only adds to the stress for these firms and their employees.
And beyond the immediate workforce concerns, there's the broader trend. Accenture recently discontinued its global diversity goals and specific career-focused programs, while Deloitte adjusted its policies on diversity and inclusion initiatives. These moves suggest that financial pressures are reshaping priorities across the consulting sector.
It's not just the consulting space seeing this shift. Citigroup, for example, has scaled back its diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts, renaming its DEI-focused team to talent management and engagement. Clearly, larger cost-cutting trends are driving these decisions, and consulting firms like Deloitte and Accenture are feeling the ripple effects.
Absolutely. And then there's the government side of things. For instance, the Department of Defense is taking a closer look at its consulting contracts, with Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth directing an in-depth evaluation to eliminate unnecessary contracts. Similarly, the Department of Veterans Affairs has taken steps to cancel some contracts, though some of these decisions are now under review.
It's worth noting that even though these measures are meant to cut costs, they're not without controversy. DOGE recently reported that nearly 40% of terminated contracts won't result in actual savings, as many funds are already obligated. Despite this, the administration still projects $10 billion in potential savings, a claim analysts have raised questions about.
True, and uncertainty persists for workers at Deloitte and Accenture. For employees deeply involved in government consulting projects, the need to pivot their skill sets or seek opportunities outside the federal sector is becoming more apparent. On the corporate side, diversifying client portfolios could help these firms stabilize, but that's a long-term effort.
Right, and this marks just one chapter in a larger story of adjustments across industries. For consulting firms directly tied to government contracts, these changes could signal a significant transformation, affecting both operations and hiring strategies for years to come.
Exactly. For companies and their employees, staying informed and agile will be critical as this unfolds. The push to reconsider federal procurement practices highlights just how interconnected government policy and business strategy are, and how much they influence the job market.
Well said. To wrap up, the GSA's push for greater scrutiny in consulting contracts underscores a broader effort to streamline federal spending. For employees at Deloitte and Accenture, this is a time of uncertainty, and adaptation will be key moving forward.
Thanks for breaking it down with me today, and thank you to our listeners for tuning in.
For more updates on immigration and business trends, visit us at visaverge.com. Until next time.